We've got a muscle car and a classic cruiser, both Chryslers, and let's go for a drive. There you go, beep beep. Catch me if you can.
Welcome back to Nick's Garage. There are some new projects in the shop, like this gorgeous 1970 Roadrunner, and this 440 powered Imperial from 1969.
Welcome to Nick's Garage. And here I am. I'm just going to do a few jobs. It's after hours, so I just want to take a couple of cars for a test drive. I just want to show you what comes in my shop. And there's always something happening, and here, we'll take it from here. Anyways, everybody knows the most popular movie car in the world. This one here, Dukes of Hazzards. He's here for transmission leak. I've got a nice 65 Vet, I believe it is. He had the exhaust system done and the four-wheel brakes. That's it. We had the four-wheel brakes done on this. Vasily did all the work on that. And then we got a 2011 SS Camaro that Vasily just put in a brand new crate engine. And we had it here for a while because the engine was back ordered for 4 months. Finally got it going, got it running. The only thing left to do is right now, we just gotta bleed the clutch. And Vasily, thank you very much, man. You did a great job.
Pleasure.
Yeah, there's a modern SS Camaro. We do some modern cars, you know, not when we come into heavy electronics with fuel injection or so, but you know what? Just to replace the engine, we did, which Vasily did, and that's all we've done to this. And here, look what just came in right now. We got a 70 Roadrunner convertible with a 383 that came in from California. One of my viewers from Australia, Theo, bought this car to bring it to my shop to install a 440 with at least just over 500 horsepower. And he wants air conditioning, he wants an air grabber, so we got to do some homework and do some part search. So there's 3 items there. Build them a 440, then we got to find air conditioning to fit with if we go with a 6-pack, and then after that, with an air grabber hood. And you know, I'm very surprised that a viewer from Sydney, Australia bought this car from California and had it shipped here to my shop. Wow, that is something special for me, let me tell you. So it's going to be a lot of homework done on this. So this is not going to be done overnight. This is going to take some time. So anyways, you know, I'm going to have it here for a while, which I've got a spot right there on top of the lift. I got to start making a list of what I'm looking for. We just got it this week. It is a beautiful car, but it's up to me now to do my homework and find all the items that he wants to do to this car. It's got an older restoration done to it by someone in California, I believe. I'm not sure. He wants to keep it simple. It's here to get a big motor 440 because right now it's equipped with a 383. Get it all fixed up and then ship it to Sydney, Australia. Wow, that's a big trip. It's gonna be pretty exciting because I've never took a task like this on air conditioning on a high performance 440 with an air grabber. It's gonna be my first one, but it will be a challenge, but I'm gonna do my best to get it done for Theo, the person who just bought this car. You know, this is, I used to work with a lot of cars in the back alley. Used to get them from one corner, from one street, and now I got it from one side of the corner of the planet, and then get it done here in the middle, and then ship to the other side of the planet to get it shipped to my client. You know what, times have changed, let me tell you. This is something very special. I'm looking forward to this. And you know, I have to say that he's bought this car sight unseen. He hasn't seen the car, he's seen the car on pictures. And it's been a few months since he's bought it and through transportation to get shipped here into my shop. So it took a couple of months to get it here. But in the meantime, you know, we're gonna go through the whole car. I wanna make sure everything's working, safe, and of course, powerful like he wants it. This is gonna be really something special. A Roadrunner, convertible, and with a 440. I gotta admit now, this is the second B-body that came from the state of California. And both owners do not live in California. For example, Eugene with the Charger. He lives in Texas, the car was in California, bring it to Nick's Garage. And when that's done, it's gonna get shipped to Texas. Now this one came from the state of California. The owner lives in Sydney, Australia. So now this one's here, And when that's done, we got to ship that to Australia. Wow, look at that. 2 B bodies that came from California to get done here at Nick's Garage. Both of them with 440s, both of them with B bodies, and they're shipped home to the owners. That is something very special here in my shop. Not that I only do muscle cars. A lot of people bring me a lot of classic cars. Look what came in this week. 1969 Imperial with a 440. My client here also brought a 2-page list here to get done. He wants the cruising, not muscle. He's not looking for power. He wants the engine to run smooth because it's running on 7 cylinders. He wants to have the windshield replaced. He wants to have the compressor working because the bearing is not functioning properly with the compressor. And a few electrical switches. And the flasher, he wants it to work, and this and that. All these little things. So you see, not only do we do muscle cars, we also do a lot of classic cars. And this is one classic car, which I love to take it for a drive. It'll take a 440 to pull this thing, let me tell you. This was made for 6 passengers. And you know what really freaks me out? Which you don't find today, is when you open a rear door, when you get a lighter and an ashtray. There it is. Look at that, you guys. Yeah, all these old classic cars. You know, you have a Lincoln, a Cadillac Imperial, or even a big Chrysler Newport or a New Yorker. They have lighters and ashtrays in their doors. You know that? I guess everybody was a smoker then. You know, you want to take a look at this car. This hood is like 8 feet long. Wow, what a big nose, let me tell you. There it is. Imperial, big 440. There's the compressor. Look at this. From the bumper to the front of the valve cover, we're almost 3 feet. Man, this is one long yacht. He wants the high beam lights to work. He wants the compressor to be repaired. He's got a rough idle. He's done his own tune-up. It still runs the same way. He wants me to look at it. Maybe it's a carburetor. Maybe it needs a valve job or something. He's got points. Yes. Look, one black wire on the distributor. Yep. You guys, this car still has points. Oh, it's got the wiper motor redone. Restored, I should say. Right there. That's a unique piece, you guys. Variable speed or a 3-speed wiper. And by the way, he bought all the parts. He's got everything in the trunk. I'm going through the list here, item after item. Again, fuel gauge, not perfect. Compressor clutch, replace both belts. Power windows, some of them have an issue. Rebalance the wheels, not a problem. Suspension, rear springs, they sag when he puts 1 or 2 passengers in the back. We're gonna have to look at that too. Also, he's also wanted to find a location to have the car painted, put a new vinyl top, but anyway, that's later on. That's not gonna be with me. Steering, leaky power steering pump, steering column turn actuator, which is the flashers, leaky differential. Carburetor, check it out, it runs very rich. And like I said earlier, it runs rough, it runs like on 7 cylinders. So my client has replaced the spark plugs, the wires, the cap, the rotor. He's also replaced the carburetor, and he tells me it still runs like on 7 cylinders. So I haven't looked into it yet. It's my next thing to do. I just gotta handle as much as I can, one after the other. I'm still building a few engines, and this is next to be done. But now I've got the rotor and 2 that just came in from California. Let's go for a drive. I wanna try it out. I've not driven it yet, but then again, you wanna know how the transmission goes, see if it runs well, how does it ride, is there any noises in the suspension? So if you viewers wanna join me for a ride, let's go. Okay, 383, we're going for a ride. You know, I've been having a lot of lately 383s coming around, but nothing like a 440, let me tell you. And you know those 440s, they've built them in muscle cars, they've built them in classic cruisers and motorhomes. Man, those 440s have been everywhere. All right, let's take a drive with a 383 Roadrunner engine. Want to make sure all the lights are working. There's one. See, this one's not working. Okay, we got a side marker. It's got a nice sound to it. I noticed that the dome lights don't open up when you open the door. I hope we don't run out of fuel. It shows low fuel. Anyways, oil pressure's good, it's charging. Put the flasher. I got a right flash indicator not working on the hood. And left side works. So we got the console lights that don't work with the dome, I should say. Right flasher on the hood and the side marker on the right rear. I'll wait for the choke to come off and then we're gonna take it for a ride. It's got that road runner horn, you guys. Beep beep. There you go. Beep beep. Catch me if you can. I hope we have enough fuel. Like most cars come in here empty anyways, I'm used to it. Four-way flasher don't work. So we've got a few obstacles here. Got a good sound to it, let me tell you. Sounds great. I also wanted to say that this is a matching motor, matching transmission in this car. I checked it earlier. Okay. Temperature's working. Okay, let's go for a ride. Here we go. Let's put it into drive. Second gear. Let's try it around again. First time I'm driving a 70 Roadrunner that is a convertible. I've driven a hardtop, a GTX that came from Oklahoma. Now I've got this one here, which is a convertible. Pretty cool. Let's see if the kickdown works. I'm just going to slow it down, let it downshift a bit. And 1, 2, 3, here we go. Kickdown works. Let's try it again. After all, it does run like a 383, but from what I know, it's bone stock. Steering seems okay, the brakes are good, speedometer's working, tach is working. Here we go again. You know, you gotta be cool to drive these old muscle cars. Like I said once before, I don't know what's gonna come through my door next. And look what I've got. That's gonna go to Australia. A 1970 Roadrunner convertible. And where does it come from? California. And the owner hasn't even driven it yet. Anyways, my job is to get it done and deliver it. So let's go for a ride. my complex work too. I'm not gonna wait for the last minute like I did with the GTX by mistake. You know, when they're telling you that the transport could come any day, any minute, so I didn't have the time to fix the my complex on the GTX. But in this case, I want to check everything before it leaves, way before the transporter comes in. It's a good looking car, let me tell you. It rides beautiful. And to you, if you're watching, it drives nice, let me tell you. It goes good. Transmission shift's good. Okay, let's make a full stop, see if we can spin the tires. Does it have a short grip? I don't know. That is one thing I forgot to check last time. I'm going to go into details of this later on. And now for the test that everybody waits for. You leave it in drive, hold the brake, floor it to the floor pan, and see if we can spin the tires. And here I am, I'm gonna do it for the first time. Ready? Here we go. Spin the tires. So I see the reason why people want some power. You know, when you're driving a muscle car and you floor it, or should I say put it to the floor, you want to spin those tires. Here, we're going to try one more time. Just going to stop here. Okay. And we're going to try one more time. Here we go. This time I'm going to hold the brake a bit, torque it up, and put it into first gear and see how it goes. Here we go. Shoe grip or not, we cannot spin the tires. So anyways, so now I see your point why you want to put more power into this thing. Yes, this is a factory 283. It's a matching motor. We're not going to build this one. We're going to put it on the side, ship it back to Australia the way it is. But in the meantime, we're going to build a 440 for it. So when you floor it, you can spin those tires. Just smoke them up. Okay. And there we have it. 1970 Road Runner. And it's a convertible on top of that. Well, the hazard lights don't work. You know, you have to understand, when you're driving a muscle car, you're at a stop sign or a red light, then you put it to the floor, you gotta spin those tires. Now, does it have a short grip or not? I'm not so sure, but anyways, we're gonna make sure it has one before it leaves. Okay, it's time to put power into this thing. Let's go. So now let's go to something much different. Something back in the era of 1969. Again, with a big block 440, let's say. It's not a very common car that comes in my shop, but lately, a lot of these big Chrysler cars have come in. So, I've got it ready to go for a ride. The customer wants me to check it out before I do any repairs. I have not driven it yet. And let's take a total different ride with this type of a classic cruiser Imperial. Let's go. Boy, here we go. And this is something unique. The key is on the left-hand side of the steering column. Okay. Yeah, it seems like it's running on 7 cylinders. Okay, here we go. Now this is a total different car, you guys. This is a classic. This is a cruiser. 6 passenger. And let me tell you, you can fit a whole family in here. Or maybe you can call it a school bus. This is awesome. Okay, I'm just gonna let it warm up a little bit. We'll back it up out of the shop. It's humongous, you guys. It's humongous, let me tell you. Do I fit through the door? I'm sure I do because I got it in here. All right. You know, this car feels heavy, let me tell you. Very heavy. Look at the hood, 6 feet long. Just gonna warm it up a little bit before I take it for a drive. Yeah, it seems to be stumbling a 7-cylinder, right? You know, everything's powered in this car. Well, automatic high beams, power antenna, ashtrays, lighters on the other 3 doors, another ashtray and a lighter here for the driver, or if somebody's sitting in the center. Just awesome. Air conditioning, AM, FM. It's very, very unique. You guys, this is something different for me. It's a cruiser. Okay, let's go for a ride. And you know, you can tell it's not a restored car. It's got that old car smell. Oh my God, he sure needs an alignment. Look at this. Wow. How does he drive it like this? Okay, this car sure needs an alignment. Check it out. Anyways, after all, that's why I brought it to my shop. Okay, we'll get that fixed. But in the meantime, I just want to have a little ride with you viewers here on a classic cruiser Imperial, 1969. And yes, of course, this is equipped with a 440. Let's put it to the floor. Let's see how it goes. Let's see if it shifts. Okay, it's hard to say, but you can tell it's running on 7 cylinders. What a car, man. Okay, you're probably asking why I'm not wearing a seatbelt. Doesn't matter, I'm just going from one corner to the other, that's all. Brakes seem good, power disc brakes, I'm sure. Pedal dress up. This car's got everything. Let's see if the flasher works on the hood. Oh, check that out. Well, no, the flashers are not working. They stay on. And they're blinking very dim. Well, all these cars all have a light problem that comes in. But then again, you know, they're old cars. They need tender loving care. So, that's why they come to my shop. Let's get them fixed. It sure needs an alignment. Let me tell you, wow, it's way off. Speedometer works. Let's see how much fuel do we have. Okay, it's charging. Temperature looks good. It's got a half a tank of gas. It's got tilt steering. Wow, it's very rare to see a Chrysler with tilt steering, let me tell you. There we go, 440 on the floor. I don't think he had a kick down. Okay, we'll make a U-turn to come back down and try it again. God, this thing feels heavy, man. Let me tell you. Whoa, baby. It's heavy, man. You can tell, man. At least I can make a U-turn. That's not bad. Okay, let's make a full stop. No, never mind. I won't make a full stop. I want to try to kick down. We'll make a full stop in front of my shop, and we'll put it to the floor, see what it does. This is a classic cruiser. Let's treat it like one. It's not a muscle car. But in the meantime, there's something I want to try. You know, this is not a muscle car. You don't usually floor it from the beginning. Should I say from a dead stop? But I want to try it anyways. You know, it is a 440. It is a big car. I just want to try it just for once. Okay, here we go. We'll just leave it in drive, put it to the floor, and take it from there. Here we go. Ooh. What's up, fire? Wow, that surprised me. It's spun the tires a bit. Okay, we know there's an older. Now, has this engine been ever rebuilt? I do not know. I know that the owner has done a tune-up on it, and it tells me they got to replace the plugs, wires, cap, rotor, carburetor, gas filter, fuel pump, and it still doesn't run well. So, you know what, I'm going to look at it when I get a chance. But in the meantime, I just want to stop one more time. Here we go. I just got to try it one more time. I'm going to go to a full stop like I just did, put it to the floor, and I want to see if we can spin the tires. After all, this is a cruising car, not a muscle car. But then again, it still has a 440. Here we go. Hey, you can spin the tires, let me tell you. Not bad. Okay, let's head back to the shop. You know, this car could ride like a boat on on the auto route. Let me tell you. Look at that. Look at this. Beautiful ride. What a beautiful ride, man. You know, you can tell that this thing is heavy. It's awesome, let me tell you. Look at this, gorgeous. Just gorgeous. You know, after all, driving this car could be a fun car to drive, let me tell you. If only the steering would have been straight like this, it would be much better. But anyways, we're gonna take care of all that. I'm just gonna take it for one more spin down to the corner and come back into the shop. And then from there, start working on it in a couple of days. All right, let's go one more ride. Here we go. You know what? I love when it goes over the bumps, over the driveways, and you don't feel nothing. Look at that. Go up. And you do that with my Hellcat, you feel everything. Look at this car. It just rolls over anything you want. You know, you go over a pothole, you won't feel anything with this thing. It's just gorgeous. And the flashes work? I'm not so sure about that. It's even got cruise control. Wow. And there you have it. From a muscle car to a cruiser. And you know, name it whatever you want. I've got all kinds in my shop. From one classic to another. And here we go. And let me tell you something about this car. Everything is powered. From antennas, electronic high beams, power vent windows, power windows, you just name it. Tilt steering, cruise control. This car's got everything. And above all, the luxury of a cruiser. And you know, what amazed me the most, this being a cruiser, okay, it is a 440. It spun the tires when I accelerated. But then again, you got to give it some credit, man. It is a 440 after all. And then we've got a 383 that's been rebuilt that cannot spin the tires on a muscle car. Okay, it's time to fix that. Here we go. Perfect. I love this car, man. Just love it. I gotta say one thing. If you're gonna take a drive from coast to coast, this is one good car to go with. And let me tell you, that's gonna be one fun drive, because on a long drive, a cruiser like this is the car you wanna drive.
So at the end of this day, an old cruiser with one cylinder missing ended up shaming this gorgeous muscle car. But with instructions to build a 500 horsepower beast of a 440, Nick will have the Roadrunner spinning its tires before too long. And we'll be bringing you all the action from right here at Nick's Garage.
All classics, cruisers, muscle cars, whatever you want to call them, I just love them all. After all, this is what I live for. This is all I do. It's all about muscle cars and classics. Thank you for watching here on Nick's Garage. And you guys, if you look down below the video, we have a whole bunch of merchandise that you guys can buy. So whatever you like, buy it, love it, wear it, and enjoy it. And help spread the word of Nick's Garage. And if you have some time, check out our Patreon page. We have extra content and you guys can watch it and take it from there. And we'll see you next time.